Hey, welcome to the Citrus County Chronicle, where we're sitting down with candidates that you're going to see on your primary ballot. I got to start by just reminding folks that this primary is incredibly important. Really, every primary is, but for Citrus County, most of our elections will be decided in the primary. So please get involved, get engaged, and learn about those candidates. And that's why we're here today. We're here with Amber Thomas, is running for Citrus County Judge, and we want to give her an opportunity to tell us, tell our viewers, tell our people visiting us, tell us a little bit about you, your candidacy, that sort of thing.
All right, well, my name is Amber Thomas. I grew up in Citrus County. As you said, am running for a county court judge. The seat was, I hate to say vacated, but the seat became available.
It did. By an appointment, though, right?
Right.
Yep.
Judge Helm was appointed by the governor actually the Thursday before qualifying ended. So there was an open seat for about 24 hours. We had to rush and get our names in. But as I said, I've grown up in Citrus County. We moved here when I was less than a year old. This is the community that I was raised in, that the only community that I knew. And so I went to undergrad at a small little Baptist college in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. I got my bachelor's of science in criminal justice. I came back to Citrus County and I worked at a law firm in Inverness, James Neal. Worked with him for about 2 years as a legal assistant, making sure that I knew I wanted to go into law, but I wanted to see different areas of the law. And so after about 2 years, he said, listen, I knew your goal was to go to law school. We're not going to keep you here. You need to get going. So
awesome.
I went to law school. My first semester of law school is when I got pregnant with my son. And thankfully, through the support of my family and friends, and especially my dad, I was able to graduate law school with a infant child and passed the bar. My husband at the time was working with the Tampa Bay Rays, so he was gone from like February through October, November. So I was pretty much doing it all as a single parent. And I graduated, passed the bar, and then I came back to Citrus County because my husband and I, we knew we wanted to raise our son in a small community like Citrus County. So we have lived here since moving back in 2013. We purchased our home in 2014. My husband and I are about to celebrate our 16th wedding anniversary in December. So after I returned to Citrus County, I accepted a job with the 5th Judicial Circuit as a trial court staff attorney. I had the privilege of working as a staff attorney until I had to resign so that I could run for this position. Most people have no idea what a staff attorney does. But what I did is I worked side by side with the judges. I provided them vital legal advice in all areas of the law. I've worked on everything from county court to circuit court, criminal, civil, probate. I did the guardianships, I did small claims, I did injunctions. I even worked with judges throughout the circuit on the Fifth Circuit Appellate Panel, and that's where we handled all of the county court appeals from within our circuit. So I've handled county court cases as well as appeals of county court cases to make sure that the judges were ruling in line with the law. My job has been to make sure that the judges are doing what the judges are supposed to do. I have received many motions that I've worked on from start to finish, and I look at the cases, I look at the law, I apply the law to the cases, and then I make my recommendation to the judges in the form of a written order. Now, my job is not just research. I have literally been trained by the judges to think like a judge. And my judges, I came to Citrus County in 2018. The judges knew that I had higher ambitions. I wanted to be a judge. So they took me under their wing and they gave me additional assignments to train. For years, they have been encouraging me to proceed forward with my goals of being a judge because they have told me that I have what it takes. I have the thinking of a judge, I have the demeanor of the judge. That's what I've been working for. My entire legal career has been training for this moment. So that's why I think I'm the best candidate, is because I haven't just been litigating in a courtroom. My experience in the courtroom has been side by side with the judges. I've sat in the courtroom next to them. I have been the one that messaged them when they get caught up on something. I am the one that the judges have called when they need help. I'm the one that have helped guide the judges to make sure that the decisions that they're making are in line with the law. So my training puts me apart from my opponent in the fact that I'm not a litigator. I'm a litigator now because I had to resign from my job when I decided to run, and I'm blessed with the opportunity to be working with the state attorney's office here in Citrus County. But my training and experience is with the judges, working side by side with the judges.
So if you were to look at your breadth of experience, throughout your entire career, what is that one thing that kind of sets you apart from your opponent in this particular race? What would that be one thing that really you could lean into and say, this is a clear distinction between the two of us?
My training of thinking.
Okay.
I have been taught to think like a judge. When you're a litigator, you look at one side. Your job is to represent your client to the best of your ability. My training has been working with a judge, where your job as a judge is to look at the case in an unbiased vision, looking at the case, looking at the facts, looking at the law, and then making a decision based on the law. So what sets me apart is my training. I have been trained to think like a judge. I have been working with the judges side by side, not just sitting at a desk, not just doing research. I have actually drafted orders based on motions that the litigators have written. I look at the motions. What the litigators do, I have been presented with, I have handled them, and I've had to do exactly what this job entails. Make a decision based on the facts and based on the law, and that's what sets me apart is my training.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for your time today. So just a couple reminders. Again, Amber Thomas running for county judge. On your ballot, let's just kind of clarify some things, right? People just there's a lot of judges they're going to see on the ballot, right?
And judges are very hard because you can't talk with them the way you normally do.
Exactly.
You can't have the conversations. We are bound by canons, so we are very limited on the interactions that we can have. And it gets very confusing.
It does. So Amber's running for the county judge seat, right? There's one other opponent that we're going to have an interview with as well, and I encourage you to watch that interview as well. There also are going to be 3 circuit judge races that you're going to see on your ballot. Each one of them are for the 5th Judicial Circuit. 5th Judicial Circuit covers a 5-county area, one of them being Citrus County.
Yes.
And they're in 3 separate groups. So it is really kind of confusing, but so I want to make sure that today's conversation is framed well, right? Yes. That people kind of understand what we're talking about is the county position. Those other positions are critically important, and I encourage you to do research on those as well. Yes. And so we'll leave you two also with a couple of reminders. First and foremost, remember that early voting will begin on August the 9th and run through August the 17th. Visit the Supervisor of Elections website, Vote Citrus, to find out those locations. And then, of course, Election Day is August the 20th. Amber running for county judge position. Thank you so much again for your time today.
Thank you very much.